What's up guys, K-Plays here. I am not going to make a stop hammer time joke. That's too easy. Plus this one is funnier.
This is big brain time.
Because excuse me? I know that the community has this ongoing gag that hammer users all share an unga bunga, caveman, no think just bonk kind of mindset. But in this trailer, the hunter was just like, what? You said use my brain, so I'm using my brain. I even threw out a heart too for good measure. What do you want from me? This gear design is just wow. From the Plague Doctor theme to the still beating heart keeping the brain alive so you can almost hear the monster thinking, I'm sorry, please stop. What did I do to deserve this? I want to see what monster this comes from and all of its equipment ASAP. It's giving an awesomely gruesome horror vibe. And in the Monster Hunter universe, where you play as the world's most violent environmental biologist trying to wrestle nature into coexistence with humanity, it's fun to come across something every now and then that just makes you go, no. Kill it with fire or whatever element it's weak to now. But enough gushing over Capcom cooking with this design. Let's talk about Hunting Horn's strong but silent type cousin, the hammer. From the looks of it, when it came to Wild's hammer, Capcom definitely kept with the old saying of, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. This is classic hammer, only tweaked with the lightest of touches so you can keep right on elegantly, while handing out concussions and compound fractures like Halloween candy. It's fitting with the simpler nature of the weapon, but at the same time it still lets you get fancy with its own trademark style. Except now with a few more mobility tools for hunting down monster heads wherever they try to run from you. The first literally went by so smoothly that I blinked and missed it a few good times, but if we slow down and zoom in on this first scene, it seems like you're now able to make a quick sidestep adjustment during the classic 1-2 golf swing. Special thanks to Dynamo Lin for catching that, because I thought that was just Chatacabra shifting the character model a bit while it flailed around. The combo always rooted you in place before, which sometimes had hammer users winding up the first 2 hits on nothing so they could predict the timing they need to perfectly land the third. But now they might not have to do that anymore if they can just chase their target between swings. Right after that, we see a returning ability hammer used in its already more mobile charging stance to really zip around the battlefield, keeping sway. Except in the absence of wire bugs, you'll now use the hook slinger to pull yourself forwards. This opens up a lot of possibilities, not only for hammer, but for any other weapon that might have missed the good movement ability from the last game. Going all the way back to the Greatsword trailer, we actually slid right by seeing them do something similar doing the counter move. We'll have to see what else comes of this, especially for you hammer bros out there that might also be missing that crazy clutch claw sonic spin. Even without that move though, the next few clips we see hammer just straight up bullying. World's Big Bang combo makes a comeback, but this time with some super armor to let you go through the whole thing uninterrupted. From a past trailer, we know that this ton swipe Chatacabra does only deals enough knockback to trip, so it's considered a light attack. Heavier hits might still interrupt you, but how amazing would it be to just deny any and all interruptions while you and the monster just brutally beat on each other? Time and testing will tell if they've made those moments possible. Speaking of beating, although let's be real, that's nearly all we'll be talking about for this whole showcase, we see a slightly adjusted animation for the spinning bludgeon charge attack. Now uses the focus strike for punishing wounded targets. If the original version is also in, this should provide a nice quick alternative for anyone who likes using that move. Then there's this interesting moment that has me looking back at a couple previous trailers. At first I was thinking, oh neat, hammer gets to keep water strike, but pay attention to this flash effect when they make contact. We've seen that a couple times before. Greatsword, heavy bowgun, and hunting horn all showed a move like this where you could attack directly into a monster attack and get a heavy topple. It kinda reminds me of that Devil Joe slap moment you could get if you successfully timed a hit while he was winding up for this big charge. This time though, there might be a dedicated counter move for some if not all weapons to use like that. Or they're just typical counters and Capcom is making them look crazy by picking and choosing cinematic moments, but we'll see in about a week. Might as well throw out this prediction now though, just to see if my thought ends up coming true. It might be a bit of both, where you do get a typical counter, but landing it on specific moves where monsters expose their weak points during specific attacks will knock them down. Let's see how close I end up on that. Finally, we have this vicious wind up into a final smash. The animation here seems like a mix of a few existing attacks. It could be based on the 2 crazy spinning hunter arts from Generations, or the adept style charge maybe, but there's a mechanic in play here that has me thinking it's more like the spinning charge from Frontier. If you look closely, as the hunter spins, she's also actively increasing her charge level, just like you can do in Frontier. It has me wondering whether or not you'll be able to either let that move go early, or keep spinning indefinitely until you run out of stamina or decide to let loose. Hammer has a lot of its moveset gated behind how long you spend winding up before you attack, just like that, so it'll be pretty on brand for the weapon. That's all she wrote for Hammer though, at least as much as they're willing to show us so far. Again, I'm sure we're not being shown everything in these trailers, but then again, Hammer doesn't tend to need a lot. They may even been trying to take it back to a more simple and streamlined playstyle, since I also noticed that both the power charge from World and the stance changing feature they introduced in Rise were absent in this showcase. Will those more technical things still be in, or will Hammer be returning to his roots and focusing on just landing charges on heads like it's their job? Because it actually is. Who knows? We'll just have to look forward to Gamescom for that answer. All I know is that it's refreshing as a Hunting Horn user for them to not have also thrown a random Soundwave move onto Hammer this time around. I mean, not to hog moves from you guys or anything, but I always found those weirdly off theme for Hammer. We may be brothers in bonking, sure, but I don't know if I want to share a toy with you guys just yet. Maybe come back and ask again when you want to let us charge our recitals. But that's all I got for you guys on this one. As usual, let me know if anything got by me, and start up a chat in the comments. We're officially at the halfway point of the weapon showcases, so why don't you guys let me know what you're most excited to see from what's yet to be revealed. Until then though, this has been another K-Plays and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.